Nah, sideways, hold on. No, yeah. Bro, this is what we're using right now for the camera set. Wrapped around the ring light.
My camera died, so shout out to Deluxe. His also flips around. Mine only flips like. A crucial tip, if you're going to be recording tutorials, get a camera with the flip around camera. If you know anything about my content, you know I'm always sharing the apprenticeship versus barber school. And if you know anything about me, I am an apprentice at the Rich Barber Hair Studio. So we were at Las Vegas at the LV Barber Expo.
Never been to Vegas.
And we ran into a educator, shop owner, and barber school owner, Tyreek Jackson. We went ahead and interviewed him. I'm talking about myself and Julio, my fellow apprentice.
Got my boy with me. Julio's been here. We're doing Vegas.
During the interview, it got heated and it turned into a debate. Bossio actually did a YouTube live stream and it was an hour long. So I'll leave that link in the description to go check that out.
Video was lit to me.
He loved the topic. He loved that we were bringing up an issue that needed to be brought up in this industry.
jfadeit did a really good job.
I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at you.
There you go. But when you like look back on it, it's gonna look weird.
My eyes are gonna be over there the whole damn video.
Yeah, you're gonna be pissed off at yourself that you just did the whole thing. It was entertaining.
I'm always gonna do that with my videos from now on anyway. It's more entertaining. And I'm keeping it that way. I got the drip from Deluxe.
I don't know if it was that fair with all the extra funny stuff.
Really, we're just using our platforms as a way to bring attention and awareness to this issue in the industry. That's it, bro.
Eat ass to grow a beard.
Let's cue to the video. It's a comb over and a taper.
It's jfadeit. This week, we got my guy Raul, and he's always bringing me people, man. He brings me his friends, his brother. He's always bringing me clients, and he'll send me messages saying, man, I got so many compliments on the cut. So I decided last week, let's just go ahead and do a tutorial, bro. So it's the taper, and it's the comb over from my guy Raul. We start off with the number 3 guard, and we're gonna take down all this bulk, all the way around the head. I like to just get that out of the way right off the bat and clean up my canvas so that I can get my taper started. I go from the number 3 guard to the number 2 guard, and this is my Apprentice Masters. And we're cutting the top with scissors, so the first thing we want to do is grab the number 2 guard after that number 3 guard and blend it from the 2 to the 3 up to that scissor length cut on the top. So make your job easier by just using the clippers to blend into that length on the top. Now we have our number 1 guard and the lever is open, and this is going to finish our last step, cleaning off our canvas so that we can get into this taper. And this is my guy Raul. He's really just an overall great guy. He's always like supportive. Right here I got my Apprentice T outliner, and I'm gonna go ahead and line up around the neckline and then clean up those hairs. I'm doing that on both sides so that way I can just see where this taper needs to be put in place. And going around the ears is crucial. Anytime that you can see the details on a haircut, always go ahead and attack those first. Like knowing that the client can leave and go home, look in the mirror, people can see the haircut and not see any imperfections, or like not have to fix anything themselves. You know, you can leave that haircut knowing you did your best. Right here, I line it up in the taper. Right here on the back taper, whenever we start this lineup, I always go to the bottom of the earlobes, and that way I can keep the blend low enough, but also keep the blend tight before it transitions up into that 1 and the 1.5 to the 2, the 3, into the scissors on the top. Now I grab my wall magic clip, the lever is open, and I'm going up about 1 inch right here. To keep the blend tight, I'm gonna go from the transition of the wall magic clip straight to my liners. I'm gonna go straight to my liners and go up a little more to get that bald line out. Then I go with my wall magic clips. We're going halfway, and I'm always gonna use the same steps. Guys, every time I taper, I fade, I always keep it simple, and I wanted to show you guys the basics right now. We're going with the same steps: open, halfway, closed. It's all free game. We go from the wall lever open to the wall 1 guard open. Go over it as much as you need to, make sure you don't miss any steps. Next, I go to that 0 guard, the wall half guard, and this is gonna be a lever open, just like before, open, halfway, closed. And you'll notice the taper comes together when you use this guard, and it makes your job easier. So I'll go open, now it's halfway, and you start to see that faint line. right there where we still need to blend, it's starting to come out. So as soon as we close that guard, it'll be completely blended. And moving on, now I have my Apprentice Slimline Pros. I'm lining up in the front around the arch of the hairline, and I'm getting ready to start out my taper. I'm using my Apprentice liners here once again, and I like to start it out as a burst taper. The reason I do this is because it really sets your taper apart. You know, it's not the simple taper, it's more detailed. Anytime you can have details on a haircut, you're always gonna win. So I do the burst taper on the top, as well as I fade it into the beard, almost with the burst effect as well, keeping that darkness around the curvature. You see where the beard is lined up still. And now I can begin my taper knowing that I'm not gonna lose any of that darkness, and I won't have to use any fibers at all to make this lineup pop. Now I jump right back to my wall magic clip, and the lever is open. You'll see I use that exact same guideline as I did when I balded it out, and I just went up about a ½ inch to an inch, and I did the same thing with the beard as well. Now the lever is open, then we went halfway, and then we went to closed. You can already see that taper starting to come together. It's really that simple. You know, when you start off your canvas clean, like we did in the beginning of the video, your job on this taper is like a 1-2 punch. You can get it done in literally a couple minutes. We're back to the wall magic clip with the 0 or the half guard, and the lever went from open to halfway, and as soon as we close it, once again that lever, that blend, it just comes right together. I'm always going to use the same steps on the beard as I do for the taper on the top, and I do them simultaneously. This helps me to get productive and effective in my tapers. I've got a lot more tutorials coming for you guys. As we speak, I'm actually working on another taper video. It's a Klay Thompson taper. He has the waves that look just like Klay Thompson. I hope to get that video out to you guys later this week, so stay tuned for that one. And right here, I'm using the exact same steps on the other side, so just make sure to repeat the process, and I'll go ahead and speed this part up a little. I actually haven't had the other angles on my last tutorial, so I'm gonna start doing both sides of the haircut from now on. Make sure I can show you guys all the perspectives. Right here to touch up do a little touch-up work. And doing a little touch-up work, I have my clipper over comb, and then I go straight into the top. So it's time to cut the top now. I grab my squirt bottle, I grab my spray bottle, I saturate the hair with just water, and then I grab my comb and my scissors, and I get to cutting the top. So I start off going across, then I'm going to go front to back, and this way I can check my work. And once you cross check it, you'll see any spots where you've left a guideline. You'll see anything that goes above that guideline needs to be cut. Right here, I'm using my thinning shears to point out this little obstacle we have here. As we jump this hurdle on this haircut, you can see where the hairs, even though we went over it with the same guard, they appeared to be darker. So we went over it, and we went over that with our thinning shears. Now we're gonna go to the other side. We skip straight to the part, and he likes to keep a hard part in between his comb over and the fade on the right side of his hair. And so we're just touching that up, getting it crispy. And as I said, he likes to keep the lineup natural, so we don't use any fibers or any enhancements on this haircut. And we like to keep the top styled. So right now it's time to blow dry the hair. The beach spray or the sea salt spray actually has aloe vera and kelp in it, and that's what protects the hair from the blow dryer. If you're a client or a barber that uses a blow dryer every single day and you're not protecting their hair with, you gotta use a beach spray, you gotta use a sea salt spray, as well as the styling powder. You can get those as a package, and it's gonna take your styling game to the next level. I'm always going to use that styling powder after the beach spray. Once you've blow dried the hair and it's bone dry, then you go with the styling powder, and I just sprinkle it on. You can see right there I don't need to use a lot for most clients, and it's going to give immediate volume to the hair. You get results so fast. I really fell in love with styling hair just because of how fast you see these results whenever you blow dry someone's hair, throw some products in it, instead of just gelling it up. Like, you can see some real results. Right here, this Morris Motley has changed the game for me. It's like a $50 product for a can, but it is so worth it, It's like a waxy pomade, except for without the thick, waxy look. It gives you more of like a cream texture, and it gives you a good hold. And this is the pinch and twist style technique. I'm just grabbing the hair, pinching it, and twisting. And you can create some texture and some volume to the hair with that. And always ask the client how they like their beard. The consultation is so important with every part of the haircut. So you see I stopped and talked to him. You can see he's telling me, yo, keep it natural. I like to keep the line as high as possible on my beard, and I want to keep it thick. And so I'm grabbing the shave gel, I'm grabbing my razor, and I remember as a young barber thinking, oh yeah, I'll just line them up, I'll just do everything how I would do it. And I quickly realized that you need to consult with your client every step of the way, always checking with them, and that gives them so much confidence, and it really gives you confidence. At the end of the day, if you have confidence, people are gonna like you, they're gonna trust you. And as for using the razor, the only times you're gonna nick a client is if you have the razor at the wrong angle or you're not stretching the skin. Just make sure you place the razor in your holder, your razor holder correctly, and stretch the skin out. I'd rather stretch the skin and do it right than let the razor pull and end up, having like a burn whenever they wash their face. Like, make sure you just take the time out, use a shave gel if you need to, and get it right. And now you can see why we use that burst taper technique at the beginning of the haircut. It really starts to pop, and it really proves why we use that towards the end. And the taper came out clean. I love how the lineup is still there, but yet the taper is tight, it's high, but it's not too high, And we're gonna go straight to the mustache. From the beard, we just line it up. He wants to keep that thick. We didn't even touch it at all, so he kept that dark. And he wants to literally just tap and go. So we keep it thick, we keep the mustache, the taper, the lineup, and the beard as natural and clean as possible. This is a finished product, you guys. I appreciate you guys staying. If you made it this far, go ahead and click that like button. What are you guys waiting for? Click that like button. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Make sure to stay tuned for that taper next week. Clay Thompson is coming to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe for more videos. I appreciate it. It's jfadeit, and I'm out.